Hey guys, so I decided to do a full gameplay commentary. Now I'm just gonna let you know that this is the first time that I am ever doing anything like this, so it's very likely that I'm gonna end up just kind of rambling, but I'm going to try my best to, I don't know, show you what an actual full game of Yasuo is like, rather than just the cut up shit that you usually get from me. I don't know how this is gonna go. But you know, it's whatever. This game, this was a game that I played like 2 days ago, something like that. I can't remember. It was on Thursday, so whatever that was. But yeah, this was a ranked game, and I did pretty well. So I decided I'll just say fuck it and make a full gameplay commentary for the Yasuo guide to pair with the Yasuo guide. So I'm gonna try and talk about the things that I'm doing, my mindset, and the things that the people around me, you know, the enemy team, what they should be doing to try and stop me from doing this shit that I'm doing. Because obviously it was a pretty good game, like I said. So obviously they didn't do a good job of actually shutting me down. So yeah, we're just gonna wait for however long. I might just cut to the cut to when the minions spawn, I don't know. Alright, so minions have spawned, and we are getting into the laning phase. Now, the enemy jungler, I believe, is a Shaco. So, I don't know why I hit my emote there, but, anyway, the enemy jungler is a Shaco. So, you know how I feel about Shaco. Which, this does mean that pushing the lane is kind of risky, because, you know, early Shaco ganks are actually pretty fucking strong if he can actually set it up right. But the thing is with this lane, since I'm laning against the Nautilus, you'll see that there's not much the Nautilus can actually do to stop me from being Yasuo. I mentioned in the guide that the types of champions that you want to play against Yasuo, especially in the top lane, are champions that the juggernauts, honestly. You know, the champions that are kind of tanky and are melee and have high early game damage. Those are the types of champions that you want to play against a Yasuo. The types of champions that you don't want to play against Yasuo, at least in the top lane, are people like Nautilus, who don't really have that much damage. You know, Nautilus is more focused on just choosing one motherfucker and just like kicking him in the shins and just keeping him there, just laying on him and not letting him move. And that's not really gonna do much against Yasuo if there's no damage coming in on me to follow up. Now, here's the thing. This lane could work out for Nautilus if Shaco actually ganks me effectively. And I know this, which is why I placed that ward just a couple, you know, seconds ago. And there you go, look at that, speak of the devil. We fucking see Shaco coming his way, because, of course, I'm playing really aggressively, as always, so I'm pushing the lane. So yeah, I kind of figured that I was going to end up getting ganked. Gragas notices this, he comes in for the counter gank, nothing really happens, because he's Shaco, so he just kind of jumps away. You know, just hashtag just Shaco things, fucking hate Shaco. But yeah, I'm going to continue to just pressure this Nautilus as much as I can. I'm going to push him under his tower and try to make him miss as much CS under the tower as possible, while also, you know, gradually poking him with my Q and all that. Now, this gank wasn't really that successful, but I think I might have to look at it again, but if you rewind it just a little bit to when Shaco threw his shiv at me, it made the sound of the wall blocking the projectile, because I blocked the projectile, but I still got slowed, or at least the word slowed still showed up there. Now, that's just me pointing out that Yasuo is kind of a bugged champion, alright? His wind wall doesn't actually always work. I don't think we actually kill him here. Yeah, no, his shield is actually pretty strong. So, but yeah, sometimes wind wall just straight up doesn't fucking work. So, you know, just keep that in mind. It doesn't, I mean, most of the time it works pretty well. But there are some very rare occasions where it just decides, you know what, Trin, fuck you. You don't get to block this incredibly crucial CC that you managed to block. No, fuck you. You get hit with it and you die. That doesn't happen often, but you know, just be aware that he's not a perfect champion. But anyway, I'm going back because I have a good amount of gold, and I forced Nautilus back, and he came back. He teleported back with items, so I didn't want to stick around and get too cocky because I didn't bother checking what he bought. I think he bought like a health crystal or some shit like that. Now on your first recall, if you have enough gold for a zeal, then I would say go get the zeal. But I didn't have enough gold. I was short like 100 gold or some shit like that. I can't remember. So I went ahead and got the Avarice Blade. Now the getting Avarice Blade first is fine too, because you know it gives a little bit of bonus gold whenever you kill a unit, and I think it gives like passive gold as well. I can't remember. I never actually read it. But you know, either one is good. You know, I mean, look at that. I have 40% crit, and it's 6 minutes into the game. This is because, oh, I forgot to mention, I'm running my crit rune page with this game. Now, here's the thing. In this game, I'm going to end up building Triforce, even though I'm on the crit runes build. So there are some stats that end up being wasted. And, oh, do I kill him here? I cannot remember. Nope. I'm too scared of Shaco. I didn't want to burn my flash, so I backed out. But as you can see, like, Nautilus can't really do much to me because he's Nautilus. You know, he's tanky, but that's about it. If he can't, I'm not scared of him. I can sit there and just hit the hell out of him, and he's not going to be able to hurt me back that much. If the jungler was someone like Lee Sin or Zhen Zhao, or you know, one of those junglers that I mentioned in the guide, I would be a lot more scared of doing this to Nautilus. But because it's Shaco, and because obviously the Shaco's not doing that well, he's not like really accomplishing anything, so he's not fed, he's not scary. I don't feel that scared of actually staying in here. Right. This is called map awareness. Yeah, I don't know if I had to flash there. I might not have had to, but fuck it, doesn't matter. Got the kill anyway. And yeah, this worked out pretty well overall. That was 3 kills, and I think we do end up, yeah, we get the dragon here. But I feel like I was saying, right, as I was saying before all of the action started, I'm running my crit runes with this game, even though I'm going to end up building Triforce. Now I ended up choosing to build Triforce like halfway through the game after I built my Shiv. And even though I do end up wasting a couple stats from my runes, it's not that big of a deal to me, at least. You know, I've never been someone that's that big on like optimization. I honestly don't really give that much of a shit. You know, as long as it works, then it works. You know, like think about the last time you went into a game without selecting the right runes and masteries. Yeah, it kind of sucks, but it's not the worst thing in the world. You know, like, so what if your page isn't that optimized? You can still end up winning the game as long as you actually play and build properly. You know, so that's kind of my mentality to runes and masteries. I'm a little bit more lenient when it comes to that. I know a lot of people are a lot more anal. They want everything to just be optimized so perfectly, but I don't give a shit. You know, fuck math. So yeah, I'm just letting you know that I'm technically on the wrong runes. I'm technically on different runes than what I told you to build for this particular build. Now, if you'll notice right there, I did not sneak in the auto attack before I actually ulted, but you know, it's not a big deal. I didn't actually even think I was gonna kill him. I really just ulted to kind of apply pressure. That's really all I want. I'm not actually that hungry for kills because it's, you know, it's Nautilus, and I'm still kind of wary. I'm still giving Shaco enough respect to not like go that ham, even though I do end up going kind of ham at times. But you know how it is. And there's classic Trin, missing skill shots, as always. So yeah, as you can see, maybe you saw, but I was up by like 11 CS on this Nautilus. And I'm up a kill because of that teleport gank that I did in the bot lane. So, I'm ahead of this Nautilus. And that right there, that's a perfect example of how to use the minion wave to apply pressure on your lane opponent. You just dash through the minion wave, get on him, hit him, and then you get out. That's all you need to do. I think here, yeah, it looks like we're setting up for a little dive. Oh, that! I completely forgot to mention that in the guide. That right there, he cancelled my Q. Well, okay, I'll continue that in a second. Here, this was just a clusterfuck. I thought as soon as I saw the Shaco in the bush, my focus switched to the Shaco, but then Gragas jumped on the Nautilus and used his knock-up there. And then I switched my focus to Nautilus, and then Gragas ulted the Shaco, and then, you know, I just missed basically all of the ult opportunities that I had there. I fucked that up. That was not Gragas' fault. That was my fault. So I completely misplayed that. I should have either ulted the Shen and actually committed on killing the Shen, and then turned on the Shaco once we killed the Shen, or been quick enough to actually react and actually ult the Shaco when he ulted the Shaco. But anyway, all that shit aside, as I was saying, in that scuffle at the very beginning of it, I don't know if you noticed, but Nautilus actually cancelled my Q animation. It's possible to actually cancel Yasuo's stab, that attack, the Q, the Steel Tempest, the stab, the thrust. It is possible to cancel that animation if you can land like a stun or a knock-up or something, you know, a CC, a hard CC on him as he's casting it, because it has a cast time. So, you know, if you can do that, that is even better than bobbing and weaving between attacks, like I said to do in the guide. Like, I cannot tell you how crippling it is to have even one of your Qs be just completely either miss or like cancelled like that. It really fucking sucks for Yasuo. Anyway, back to what's going on here. Yeah, it looks like because Nautilus has the red buff, I don't really want to trade auto attacks with him because he's gonna hurt me. It's gonna hurt me a lot, you know? So I kinda let it fade, and of course it's already faded, so I'm more willing to go aggressive on him, even though I'm down a level. But he's still Nautilus. He still doesn't actually have that much damage. Alright? As you can see, as long as I'm hitting him when his shield is actually down, then I can actually hurt him quite a bit. Oh man, this is a bloodbath. This is a fucking bloodbath. 8 to 8 at 14 minutes. Goddamn. See how I'm backing off? He activates his W, and I back off, because I'm not going to trade with him when he's got his W active, if possible. Now here's the thing. I'm 1-1 at this point. By the way, I threw out that wind wall because I thought he was going to try and initiate on me like that. But anyway, the enemy Shaco should actually be trying to like continue to pressure me here, because I'm actually pretty low. If somebody got a gank on me and Nautilus had his ultimate, then they could probably actually kill me or at least burn my flash. That's the kind of thing that they want, but nobody's actually coming up. Of course, I do have some decent ward coverage, at least in the river and stuff, so it would have to be like a lane gank or something, but still, the fact that nobody's even trying is not good. Now, as you can see, I just ulted. I kind of went on that on a whim, and it works out because, again, it's Nautilus. You know, It's just Nautilus. He doesn't have damage. So I believe I take the tower here. Yeah, I took the tower here. I think I just recalled. I should just recall. Yeah, okay. And it looked, yeah, okay, and my team got dragon. So the score is actually pretty even. It's 11-10, and it's two towers to 1. I'm the only one who's taken my tower and not lost my tower, and I couldn't actually catch a glimpse of the dragon score at that point, but it doesn't really matter. Now here's the thing. In this game, not only am I building the Trinity Force, but I'm also building Mercury Treads. Now, personally, I really like building like Berserker Greaves on Yasuo, but I usually do that when I'm building going the straight Infinity Edge with the crit runes, because that'll help me max out the cooldown reduction on my Q. Because again, it scales with attack speed, not actually you know, cooldown reduction. Yeah, okay, and I back off here. So yeah. Usually I like to get Berserker Greaves, but in this game, in a game with a champion that has a really long CC, like Morgana's Q, I always get Mercury Treads. Even if I'm going the Infinity Edge build. Because the last thing that I want is to just get stunned for 3 seconds. That's not good for Yasuo. And just like that. You see, in situations like that, where an ally sets up Yasuo's ult like that so easily, I will agree that, yeah, playing Yasuo is pretty easy in those situations. Or at least, like, you know, getting kills in those situations. It is not difficult to hit R when, like, a Gragas ults, you know? But, in my experience at least, people don't actually always build around the Yasuo. It's kind of annoying, honestly. A lot of the time the Yasuo has to work for his knockups. So, you know. I guess if you're trying to start off playing Yasuo, it might be a good idea in your first couple of games to try and get your friends or your teammates to pick champions with easy knockups. But I do recommend that if you really want to get really good with Yasuo, you gotta get used to actually just landing your own fucking knockups. Because at the end of the day, you can't rely on your teammates to land all of your knockups for you. As you can see, Nautilus just teleported to the bottom lane, and I don't have my teleport, because I teleported, I think I teleported up here, actually. Yeah, teleported up here. So, I end up just pushing this tower super hard. That has nothing to do with Yasuo, that's just top lane split pushing meta in general. You know, casually block the binding because it's pretty fucking obvious. So yeah, I feel like I was saying something earlier when right, I was talking about the I actually almost didn't notice the pink ward when I was recalling there. But anyway, as I was saying before, I even teleported up to the top lane. In this game, I'm building Mercury Treads because of the amount of CC that they have on their team. I don't even though I can block a lot of them with my wind wall, I don't want to rely on only being able to survive the CC by blocking it with my wind wall, because sometimes that's just not possible. Alright, they have a lot of things. They have the Lux binding, they have the Morgana Q, they have the Nautilus auto attack, which I can't fucking block, and then they have the Morgana ult, which I can't fucking block. So they have a lot of CC that I just need to be able to reduce. So in games like this, it's usually good, no matter what you're building, to get a Mercury Treads, so that you can actually move in fights. Now, if you're using the crit runes build and you're not building a Trinity Force, and you end up in a game like this where you have to build Mercury Treads instead of Berserker Greaves, then you might want to consider getting like a Blade of the Rune King as your lifesteal item in those cases, so that you can actually get more attack speed to help max out your Q's cooldown. So, you know, but that's not relevant to this game. That's just kind of a general tip. And here, this is just Caelan being out of position, and I capitalized, you know. Now, if Caelan wanted to actually get away, she should have run up here where I'm walking right now. I don't know where my team was at the time, but that's the kind of area that you need to walk, not down the lane. Walking down the lane is not going to do anything for you, because that's where minion waves go. And as we know, that's how Yasuo gets around. He gets around with minion waves. So, you know, she kind of set herself up for death right there. But I mentioned that in the guide, but I'll mention it again. Don't fucking try to escape in the lane. Go into the jungle. Go where there are less things for Yasuo to dash. Okay? Just, I cannot stress that enough. And I know it's not always easy to remember that, but I mean, that's just kind of the nature of the game sometimes, you know? Whenever you play against an Evelynn, you need to remember to actually get more pink wards, and that regular vision wards aren't always going to cut it. You know, it's the same concept here. Right here, we are getting into our first big fight. Now, I mentioned it in the guide, but that wind wall right there, it actually zoned out most of their back line. So that helped us survive the CC and then re-engage and actually just turn this entire fight around. I think I try to end up like finishing her off here, but I can't remember how I fuck it up. But right, I took a tower shot. Don't take tower shots, and I didn't have my ult either. If I had my ult, then I could have killed her right there, but I probably would have died too, but you know, YOLO. And we get the dragon because, you know, we killed all of them except for Morgana, and I was keeping the Morgana away. So, yeah. I finished my Trinity Force. It's about 20 minutes. It's 22 minutes into the game. So, this is a pretty good game for me. I'm 5-1-3. I've got decent form, I guess. It probably could be better, but this is kind of standard for me because you know, I've been doing a lot of things. I've been teleporting everywhere. I've been roaming. I've been getting kills. I've been getting objectives and shit. So, you know, the 155 CS at 23 minutes is it's all right if I'm 5-1-3. But yeah, it looks like, yeah, Gragas is calling to invade the jungle. This is actually a really rare case where my the double ward, where our team is actually just really on point with communication. You see, right here, like, what are you gonna do? That poor motherfucker, he never saw it coming. Look at him, he just looks so sad. And I'm teleporting over to the mid lane to stop this goddamn Shaco. Oh, look at this, look at that. Boom. Sexy. I know. It's like I say, I'm 50-50 with skill shots. You know, I don't always miss my skill shots. That was a good example of a skill shot that I didn't miss. So as you can see, we are starting to actually pull ahead a lot further. Before it was like, what, 11-10 when we compared scores last or something? Now it's 20-13. You know, we're starting to pull ahead. Which is good, obviously. Just picking up kills. Look at that. I don't even know what the hell happened there. Now, you see what I did right there. I heard the animation for, what's her face? Callista's ultimate. So I knew that a knockup was going to be happening soon. But I wasn't spamming the R button. Because I also knew that I was in range to just do a regular attack. So I did my EQ on that. You know, I did that extra damage before actually activating my R and keeping them CC'd for even longer. So they really did. I mean, I think they still would have died even if I hit R instantly. But I was just that kind of thing. That's the kind of thing that you want to get into the habit of doing. You know, ensuring that they can't do anything. And this, that I did not mention in the guide, because it's kind of an advanced thing and not really that, doesn't come up that often in practical gameplay, honestly. But yeah, you can use jungle minions to dash through certain walls, through like thin walls and stuff, like I did with Gromp there. It takes a little bit of practice, but you know, I really only do it if I'm trying to look fancy. I was just trying to get a fancy kill there on Gromp, so you know, nothing special. Now, I remember thinking to myself that if that tornado had landed, I would have ulted immediately. And I'm fed enough that even though there are 3 of them, I might have been able to survive it. I would have instantly thrown up the wall. Oh, here we go. Just like this, boom. Just instantly ult, and see how I dashed through her. Because I knew that the binding was coming, obviously. You know, what else is she gonna do? So I dash through her to try to get on the other side of her so that she misses the binding. But yeah, now it's starting to turn into stomp territory. Shaco's over here split pushing as all losing teams devolve into doing. He's gonna try and get away, but fuck him. I know where he is. I can just sense him with my hatred, my burning fucking hatred, so I kill him, the little cunt that he is. I hate Shaco so much. I really just hate dealing with Shaco so much. He's just so annoying. But, I don't know, it's just kind of a pet peeve of mine. I wouldn't call him overpowered or anything, he's just really fucking annoying, you know? Some people think that Yasuo is really fucking annoying. And you know what, I get that, you know? I've played against some good Yasuos, and I will admit, it's annoying as shit. Now here, I still have, my entire team is recalling, but I'm actually fine with continuing to push, because I still have Baron, and I'm really strong right now. Nobody can really 1v1 me on the enemy team, because they don't really have a 1v1. So, I end up diving here. I get the kill, and I flash out. I threw up the wall, dodges the Lux Salt. Look at this, this is going to be sexy right here. Woohoo! My good God Almighty! Look at that juke! Look at that juke, baby! Juke City, motherfucker! Oh, that was sexy as hell. Now I will say that I don't think Lux made the wrong move there, because usually I don't actually react that well. But yeah, okay. I was trying to be fancy here and outplay him and stuff, but you know, then he just kind of gave up. It's reached that part of the game for them. But as I was saying, I don't think Lux made the wrong move there, because if she had actually landed those bindings, if I had not actually juked those bindings, then yes, I probably would have actually died, because I already blew my wind wall, and had I not juked, then I would not have been able to dash on her and kill her in 3 hits. So it was a risky move, but it just happened to not pay off because I was aware enough to, you know, avoid it. Now here I have my 3 items. I have the Trinity Force, Static Shiv, and Infinity Edge at 29 minutes. This is a very good game. I'm very fed. We are going to win this game. Clearly. But this right here is kind of why I don't know, I kind of have mixed feelings for the Trinity Force build. Because even though the damage is insane, I don't feel comfortable not having a major lifesteal item. You know? It bothers me. Oh, that right there, that's something to mention. If you go back and look at that wind wall, it blocked the Lux binding even though I walled it in the wrong direction. That's because the wind wall, it actually starts as soon as you cast it. So, you know, you can pull off clutch wind walls like that. But anyway, as you can see, the enemy team surrendered. We won this game. So it was a pretty good game. I hope you maybe learned something from this. Probably not, because I just kind of rambled. But, you know, I did my best. So, there it is. I've done the Yasuo guide. I've done a full gameplay commentary. I'm not gonna make a habit of doing this. You know, I'm an like I said, I'm an entertainer, not an educator. So, if you didn't really like these releases today, then don't worry. You know, fear not, motherfuckers. We're going back to my regularly scheduled wacky ass programming from next week. So don't worry about it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.